In this video, we are going to see about that unguided transmission media. An unguided transmission media, we are going to see is a microwave, radio wave, satellite, Bluetooth, infrared waves. So microwaves is to transfer the data without giving only the straight line signals, and it cannot penetrate any solid objects. All unguided media does not use any cables. So for long distance, microwave requires the high towers and also require the antenna output on the top towers. Okay, towers on, see the pictures, you can understand. And requires one transmitter and receiver. And its frequency ranges start from 4 to 6 gigahertz and end with 21 to 23 gigahertz. Bandwidth 1 to 10 megabit per second. And it's very inexpensive in the short distance, but it's very expensive in the long distance. Here attenuation means the loss of signals. It is affected based on the environmental conditions and also the advantages of microwaves. It's very cheaper transmission, very cheaper compared than cables, and it is a free from land acquisition, so no need to require any land or installations cost for that like cables. And it gives that easy communication the terrains also. And drawbacks, sure, bandwidth very limited, and for it's not suitable for susceptible transmission. Susceptible means difficult in the weather conditions. Suppose any disasters comes, natural disasters, uh, that time the transmission is very difficult in that. Not only microwave, all unguided media is like that. And towers very expensive. Next, radio wave. So it's done by the radio frequencies, and you use the sine wave frequencies, and it has the two parts, transmitter and receivers. Mainly it's used for communication both in those like uh, FM radio broadcast. It will be used. So radio source electromagnetic waves is omnidirectional. It means all the directions. It is pass the signals in all directions, and frequency is 1 kilohertz to 3 kilohertz. And in the radio waves, the sender receiving antenna is not aligned properly. Then no problem. The wave sent by the center, it is received by any antenna, any receiving antenna. And example of radio application is and advantages is used for mainly immediate mobile cell phones and cover the large areas. It can penetrate the walls, and it provides a high transmission rate, and it is inexpensive than wired media, and it gives that ease of communications in a difficult terrain also. So it is a omnidirection, so any directions it passes signals, no need to aligns. And drawback is it will be interfered by the motors or other electrical equipments, and we have to get the permissions for the particular authorities, for the concerned authorities to use that radio. And code and infrared. Next, it's a very short range communications up to 5 meters wireless communications, and it's for the home entertainment, TV remote, um, wireless mouse, and its frequency 300 GHz. So it be used in that TV remote, camera, and photo music player, digital video camera, multimedia files, and mobile devices signals. Wireless communication for communications, and it supports a high bandwidth, and data rates also will be high. It cannot penetrate by the walls, so it will not be interrupted by any nearby rooms, so it gives the better security. But it is unreliable when you are using outside because the sun rays interfere the infrared waves. Within the room it will not be interrupted, but on outside it will be interrupted by. So it's a line side of transmissions, so it's not linked to that other devices, this the line, and no need to get the license from government, and it's mainly used for the TV remote, cellular phone, and computers, camera, everything. And drawback or it's a line based transmission, so at a time only two devices only can communicate, and it does not penetrate to any solid objects, and its performance will not be good. Next, Bluetooth. The Bluetooth technology named after the 10th century King Harald Bluetooth. He was the king of Denmark and Norway. So Bluetooth technology actually unite the devices, like the way that Harald King united the tribes of Denmark, the single kingdom. It is used radio waves. The frequency range is 2.4 to 402 GHz to 4800 GHz, and to only cover the short range communications, approximately 10 meters only. So, example applications for Bluetooth, baby monitors, door openers, cell phone, or that example for that Bluetooth. And advantages here, like infrared, it's not required. The line sight is not required. It can connect up to 8 devices. There, infrared to only 2 devices. Here, it can connect 8 devices. The drawback is transfer rate is slow. And a satellite. Satellite is communications also called space stations. It receives the microwave signals from the Earth, and it's very more reliable nowadays compared than fiber optics. And any point we can communicate any point in the globe by using how it's work. So it receives the signals from the one earth stations and amplify the signals, and then it retransmitted to the another earth station. See that transmitted that waves from earth to satellite is uplink, and we retransmit from satellite to earth, that is called downlink. And advantages is covers so globe, right, large area of earth, and it's very commercially attractive event because it's covered the long distance, and it is established in space about 22,300 miles above the earth, and it's very expensive, like, and this is the comparisons between the both guided and unguided media. For transmissions, guided media requires a physical path, the wire is required, but for unguided it's not required. And guided media also is called bounded transmission media, and unguided is called as wireless transmission media as well as unbounded transmission media. And media types are in guided media, twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, fiber optic cables. For unguided, microwave, satellite, infrared, and so. And in media, it can be seen and touched also because it is a physical, right? Can touch also, but in unguided waves we can't see and touch. And wired, the distance is used for only shorter, but wireless we can use for large distance. And penetrations, for hidden media can't penetrate through the buildings, but unguided media all can penetrate through the buildings. Thank you.